Let's talk about some of these narratives. So I think the first one, or not first one, but one of them is this constant conversation around who is the face of the league, and is it a problem that the last three MVPs or four MVPs or however, I forget how many years back you can go, that are they're not quote unquote American. I guess Joel Embiid technically is an American, so he broke the streak, but he's still foreign born and all that stuff. Maybe he's not as marketable as some of the other American stars. But do you actually see that as a problem that the maybe the faces of the league are not American?
I think there's some truth to that, but I think that if you make it for like anything, if you make it a thing, then yes, it'll be in the back of your viewers' minds that there's this Serbian guy who doesn't really look like he cares about basketball. It's because he doesn't care enough. He's not American. Americans care more about the game. You can draw these kinds of conclusions by doing that, but if you look at soccer, for example, I know it's a bigger sport. I get that, but they're agnostic to who the biggest star is. Mohamed Salah, great example, Egyptian guy played for Basel in Sweden or Switzerland, wherever Basel plays. And then he plays in England. He's like the biggest star in England. And it doesn't really matter who plays in England. If you're good, if you are great, and you put on and you are excellent, popularity equals excellence. It doesn't really matter what ethnicity the best player in the league is. So I think that this is a manufactured thing.
I'm trying to put myself in the mind of someone that actually cares about this. Like, are they actually sitting there? They're maybe watching a replay of Jokic doing some, three quarters court pass, or he's, hitting a buzzer beater three like a volleyball slap from the length of the court. And are they like, this is cool, but it would be cooler if he was American, or Giannis, or even like SGA, right? He's Canadian. He doesn't really have an accent. He has kind of like that Canadian Toronto Drake accent going, but it's not like he doesn't speak perfect, flawless English. So I'm trying to understand, like, could you put yourself in the shoes of someone that's like, maybe I'm enjoying this a little bit less because the guy's not American?
I think so. Anything American is going to get a little extra, right? There are soccer being, I'm using parallels to soccer because it's similar to basketball in that the individuals are really, really popular and they have their own brands. We can see their faces. It's kind of the distinction made from the NFL and other sports is you can see a basketball player anywhere and be like, oh my God, that's so and so, where you might not know an offensive tackle that is all pro NFL for the Dallas Cowboys, not a good example, but some team like that.
No, I mean Dallas Cowboys is a great example. I think like 80%, 90% of NFL fans, if they saw, I don't know, Tyron Smith, who may be like the best left tackle of this era, I don't think they would recognize him if they just saw his face. Maybe they saw his giant hulking body, he's 6'8" or whatever. Be like, yeah, that guy probably plays football. But if they just saw like his headshot, they wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that's Tyron Smith. But most NBA fans could probably name like the 12th guy on the Utah Jazz or something just because they know their faces.
True, it's true. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Some of these guys are really passionate. You can't really put it up to passion. Embiid wears his heart on his sleeve. Giannis is such an interesting guy and his mentality. They're all winners too, for the most part. We saw them in the Olympics, and that put a lot of visibility on it. And maybe that's a paradigm shift that kind of slowly crept into this season a little bit, which we might get to later. So, yeah, I think there's some truth to it, but I think that it's amplified by folks trying to figure out what's wrong with ratings when it's not about what's wrong with ratings. It's about how the league is presented and the marketing of the league.